mythical creatures out there. It's your two favorite uncles back here for Cinephellas. I am Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I am Henry Hill, and we are back with a new movie review. That's right. We went to the cinema together for this one. Yeah, that's right. Me and Uncle Logan were at the same place, the same cinema at the same time, sitting right next to each other. No hijinks ensued, and nobody was baked in the process of watching the film. Don't worry. But, anyways, we are talking about A24's brand new film. It just hit cinemas a couple weekends ago. We got a chance to watch it together, and we are here to share our thoughts about it. It stars Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, and it's called Death of a Unicorn.
No marijuana was hurt in the making of this review or the theater experience of Death of a Unicorn. That's right. Your two favorite lads are back here. It was great to see you in person. It's been a while, and going to a movie. I think this is the first movie we've seen together since Halloween 2018. That's
I can't
crazy.
believe it's been that long.
Yeah,
Jeez.
because we live 4 hours apart, but you never get around to actually seeing a movie. So it was a great time with the family going out to see this together. And what a quirky, setup with this film, Death of Unicorn. Of course, this is a feature film from writer-director Alex Sharfman, and really introducing an all-star ensemble in this film. It takes place with a father and daughter, played by Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. They're driving the countryside to Paul Rudd's boss's house, filthy rich, and on the way there, they hit a unicorn, and it sets up the rest of the wild ride.
Wild is a word that definitely describes this film. Wild from the start and wild throughout the hour and a half runtime. We see a lot of familiar faces in this movie. We have Paul Rudd playing Elliot. You have Jenna Ortega playing his daughter Ridley. We have Richard E. Grant, the great actor, playing Odell. That's Elliot's boss. And we have his wife, Belinda, played by Tia Leone. Of course, we remember her, huge actress, especially back in the day. And then you have Will Poulter, one of our favorites, English actor, blowing up lately, of course. The Bear, he's going to be in Warfare starting this weekend. Great to see him here in a different kind of role. So just a stacked cast here. Anthony Carrigan from Barry, he's in it playing a character named Griff, and just a wild setup. Yeah, these father and daughter on a road trip, bonding together along the way, and then all of a sudden a unicorn comes out of nowhere. They hit it, kill it, and if that sounds like an out there premise, this movie really is out there. Really feels like from the imagination of somebody, that's taken a lot of acid trips, you could say. And really a lot of crazy things happen in this movie, having to do with Paul Rudd and his daughter, played by Jenna Ortega, going to his boss's house and having to do with the unicorn that they killed, that they're trying to keep on the down low. But eventually the secret's found out that they did kill this unicorn, and it leads to some pretty crazy things that happened and a surprisingly gory time.
That totally caught me off guard. I was not expecting that, but it's A24. Always expect the unexpected, I guess. What I love about A24, they're always putting out original, unique, films like this. This is a film like no other that I've seen recently, and it's definitely out there. And it's very unique and interesting, and it's a fantasy horror comedy, and like you're saying, very gory. Of course, when they kill the unicorn that's in the car, they bring it back, and it sets up the rest of the film with the family finding out the mythical creature is it really dead, and it really brings in more unicorns to revenge and take out this rich family. So there's a lot to say in this movie. There's a lot of themes and messages I got out of this, having to do, of course, with power and rich people and doing shady things. And of course, the rich people wanted to use the powers for not good things, essentially, in this film. But it had a lot to say, a lot of deeper layers here, and a really great ensemble. Really, the standout for me is Will Poulter playing Shepherd. He was hilarious in this film. He was always on comedic scenes,
Mhm.
playing kind of the doofus rich kid, and having to do with the horn getting sawed off and sniffing that stuff. And it's just completely out there, bizarre, and just a really blast at the movie theater. I'm glad we got to see this in the theater together.
Yeah, me too. This is unlike any film you're going to see all year. and right up our alley. You know, we didn't want some cookie cutter movie to go see for the first movie in years together. And I'm glad we picked out an A24 film. They rarely ever let you down. Is this film, a complete masterpiece or, up there with A24's best? No. But we all left the theater saying, man, that was really unique and something that we weren't ready for, saw coming, and, a movie that we were all pretty pleased with having watched, while at the same time, not being blown away, but still having a great time at the cinema and remembering a lot of the crazy moments from the film. The surprising amount of gore. There's a lot of gory parts, kills here. A lot of the family gets killed along the way, and it's got some good messages too for the father and daughter relationship in this film. Like you mentioned, it dealing with greed and, of course, nefarious rich people up to no good, a common theme in today's world. I thought this was a good film, a good, debut film from director Alex Sharfman, also written by. So, this director and writer has a big imagination, and this movie definitely shows that. And a movie that we definitely recommend you guys check out for sure. This is a perfect like B movie Friday, Saturday night film to throw on and prepare to be blown away by the craziness that ensues. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give my score of Death of a Unicorn a 3.5 out of 5 A24 unicorn pieces.
Yeah, this movie is like no other this year thus far, and it's, really hard to explain. There's a lot thrown at you, a lot of messages here. Have an issue with the mythical creature that I never thought I wanted to see, but unicorns, and it was a blast. The only nitpick I have about the movie is Jenna Ortega's underutilized in this movie. I think she's a fantastic young actress, but she wasn't given a lot to do in this. Paul Rudd playing a little different character, playing the dad too, not as funny as he normally is. But the
Mm-hmm.
rest, minor nitpicks here. The rest of the cast is incredible. Will Poulter being my favorite. It's out there. This is a movie you definitely want to watch. I see this being a cult classic in 10 years from now. It's one of those types of films, and why we love A24. So keep bringing these kind of movies out to the cinema. We'll keep watching them and reviewing them. With that being said, I'm going to give Death of a Unicorn, currently playing in cinemas. I'm also going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 Paul Rudd hair pieces. Dude has not aged since 1992, and I'm very jealous of that. But we love Paul Rudd here. Anyways, want to hear all your guys' thoughts on Death of the Unicorn. If you saw it, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, check out these wild mythical uncles on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Website, Cinephellas.com for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
Well, it was a great time at the cinema with you, Uncle Logan. I'm glad that we got to watch a movie together finally. And no, neither of us fell asleep, surprisingly. We had a great weekend together. We can't wait to go back to the cinema again. There's going to be tons of movies coming out from here on out for the rest of the year, really. Our calendar's full. A lot of good movies on the horizon, we hope. And we'll be going to the cinema very frequently, and we'll be back very soon with many more movie reviews. So thank you guys for watching our review of A24's Death of a Unicorn. And until the next Cinephellas movie review, I am Uncle Henry Ortega.
And I'm Uncle Will Poulter signing out till the next movie review. Cheers!
Cheers!